We've approached the midway point in the season, and things just keep getting more absurd. But not in this game, as the Eagles, arguably the best team in the league, and the most complete, just steamrolled the Houston Texans. Texans fans walk away from this game happy because Davis Mills didn't look like an absolute trash can and Dameon Pierce is Marshawn Lynch 2.0. As long as the defense keeps developing, maybe you'll have a competent team in 64 years? We'll see though. Look, I have nothing against the Patriots. Well, no, but they just play some boring football. But hell, it works, and against Sam Ehlinger, basically the bare minimum is gonna be enough to win a football game, and that's exactly what the Patriots did. Just had a punishing defense all game carry them while Mac Jones checked it down to a win. Also, let's stop with the questions between Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi. Mac Jones is clearly the future, and as long as Belichick's corpse in that hoodie can keep coaching this Patriots team, then they're probably gonna have a shot in the playoffs. Now, they are still, as I've said before multiple times, delusional hopes, because in a division as stacked as theirs, they have a slim chance of getting in. But if they do get in, then enjoy getting destroyed in the first round. Again. If it wasn't 100% official so far this season, it is now confirmed that the Packers, the Green Bay Packers, led by Aaron Rodgers, are trash. There's only so much that one man can do with a team that just isn't talented, and add on to the fact that this week the Packers added about 20 more bodies to their team's morgue, and they lost to the Lions, who were 1-6 going into this game, put up 15 points and won. I wasn't a fan of the Hawkinson trade, but that culture of, I guess, a dog mentality is still in every Lions player's heart. I know it's still really early in the season, but this Aaron Rodgers retirement thing is looking more and more like the truth. The two greatest artistes of throwing a game faced off against each other, and this game did not disappoint. It looked like the Falcons were gonna pull away with it early, but then we remembered the Falcons aren't good, and then the Chargers clawed back into the game, and we got a good battle between the two thickest running backs in the league. But the wheels really fell off the train in the end of the game, because the Chargers, going on a game-winning drive, checked it down to Eckler, who fumbles, and then it was recovered by Atlanta, and then they also fumbled. But then, on review, the play was called down, and the Chargers got new life once again, getting a first down, leading to a new kicker who had never kicked for the Chargers before, kicking a game-winning field goal. You can always rely on Dicker the kicker, I guess, and the Falcons blew it again.
Hey yo, what the?
Just when I thought the NFL couldn't get any more confusing, the Buffalo Bills to me were and still are the most unstoppable team in the league, and at their ceiling I don't think anyone can compare to them, but excuse me? This Jets roster isn't oozing with talent like other teams struggling with coaching problems, but they're able to just out-scheme their opponents and grind them to death. And that's exactly what we saw in this Bills game. I mean, Josh Allen was able to be limited for the first time this year, and although he admittedly played like trash, it was more of a defensive thing on the Jets' part. What I will say about the Jets is if they had like Derek Carr or Kirk Cousins, then I think they would be one of the best teams in the league, but they have Zach Wilson, and they gotta keep riding with him, I guess.
Delivers the football downfield.
The Vikings just keep proving me right. These close wins that they're able to squeak out just further and further bolster their title as a real contender. Now, to be fair, the teams that they're playing, and playing close might I add, aren't the greatest in the world, but a win is a win, who cares? Justin Jefferson is still unstoppable at his peak, and the Commanders under Taylor Heineke have new life, and they're not gonna do anything because their division is loaded, but still, they're playing for fun and they're playing with heart. And maybe under new management, maybe, new times are ahead for you Washington fans, but right now is not that time.
That's too easy.
I don't even remotely understand the Bengals. The Bengals are like Mike Williams. Every other week they'll look incredible, like the best team in the league, and then the other week they will completely drop a dud and do nothing the entire game. Luckily, they got to play against a team that I'm confident a majority of college teams would beat, and they slaughtered them in the first half, led by good guy Joe Mixon's onslaught of touchdowns. Not much else to say. I mean, they're surviving without Jamar Chase, but let's just see how long it can last for. So the Raiders took a flight down to Duval County to battle the Jacksonville Jaguars in a battle of two of the worst teams in the NFL, something that I did not think I was going to be saying in week 1. But f*** it, here we are, and the Raiders take an early 17-0 lead over the Jaguars and looked like by far the most dominant superior team of the two. But come on, you know how it goes. Very easily blown lead, Davante Adams gets 0 catches in the second half and the Jaguars win the game. I am sick and tired of this team. It's the same goddamn equation every week. And hats off to the Jaguars for playing great. Trevor Lawrence looked like the franchise quarterback he's destined to be, and Etienne just proves to keep defying science. But a team as stacked with talent as the Raiders have no reason to be looking forward to April in week 9. And to be honest, as a Raiders fan, I'm not even remotely looking forward to April because we can't draft to save our own goddamn skin. So we're screwed. I gotta say, if I was a new NFL fan, I would probably become a Dolphins fan because these guys are just so entertaining. But you already know the story about the Dolphins. Tua, Waddle, Tyreek, they're unstoppable on offense. But the Bears, Justin Fields is a franchise quarterback. And for Miami too, Tua and Justin Fields both this year have proved that they are guys to build around for the future, and that's all you can ask for. Who would have thought going into this game Justin Fields would go on to set the record for rushing yards by a quarterback in the regular season, and for the most part kept pace with the Miami Dolphins. Just a definition of another track meet, and that's basically all the games the Dolphins are involved in recently, so I'm down for it. Keep it up, Miami, and Chicago, you got a lot to look forward to. Geno Smith and the Seattle Seahawks are a very good NFL team. Yeah, didn't think I would be here in week 1. And honestly, the things that have changed with this team have been the defense. The defense is able to make key stops, and yes, although Geno Smith has been incredible this year, it's been the defense that has always bailed this team out over and over again. There's superstars all over the offense, and the defense has so many young guys playing at such a high level so early that this team right now is where it should have been like 3 or 4 years down the timeline. But they're just that ahead of schedule, and with Geno Smith, maybe they can actually make a bit of noise in the playoffs. And the Cardinals are screwed. Who would have thought that the Seahawks would be night and day better than the Rams and the Cardinals this year? Well, that's just the reality we live in, and Arizona, we need a coaching change real soon. I don't understand why people were hyping this game up. The Bucs and the Rams are just so different from who they used to be, and this game showed it perfectly. Just boring the entire time. We got like one Cooper Kupp play that was cool, but nothing else happened. Wait a minute. Tom, you luxurious man, you've done it again. Another clutch fourth quarter drive to end the game in the Bucs' favor. Where was this all year? Why couldn't you just do this? Oh, whatever. You take what you can get. The Bucs got the win. That's all that matters. Yeah! Shockingly, this game was actually pretty close for the most part, ignoring all the ref ball, but overall it was still a really entertaining game. Malik Willis looked really good out there. He didn't look super comfortable, but he was still able to complete passes that I just didn't think he would be able to complete on his second start in Arrowhead. But overall, Derrick Henry's still good, Patrick Mahomes is still good, and the Chiefs won again.
Wait, hey.
You know, it's games like this that really make me question how in the hell the Saints beat the Raiders 24-0. The Saints just looked like they didn't even belong in the same turf as the Ravens, and the Ravens didn't even play good. The game was basically a bunch of runs and a defensive battle for most of the time, and it was never particularly close. Even when the scoreboard made it look like it, there was no suspense in the air ever. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, then subscribe, because I got a lot of videos on the channel just like this one, and I think you'll enjoy this video right here on every team's best moment. It's pretty good, trust me. Anyways, until next time.